through a few things here, and hopefully I'll keep them real short. The first thing I want to talk about is specifically aimed at online assignments as opposed to offline assignments. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into one course here. This is Hindi 4, for instance. And I'm also going to, and you'll notice that the user face a little bit has changed on this, and just the way I got to that screen, which is by, this should be familiar, just by turning editing on and turning it off. So we're going to turn editing on, because this is a new course. There's nothing under here yet. And the first thing I'm going to do is add an activity, and you'll notice that this is going to be different as well. The nice thing about this is that a lot of these options are identical to what the version of Moodle that we saw before, but there is some descriptions when you as a teacher are trying to fill out and trying to make a determination about what kind of activity you want to do. Most of us are familiar with offline activities. This is primarily the kind of activity that we use. But what I want to show you today is upload of a single file. And some of you guys might have used this, but this is a nice thing. What this allows you to do is it's requiring the students to post, to actually upload an assignment back onto Moodle that will automatically be categorized, that you can just go through and grade online and then give them a grade online. The advantage in doing this, I think, is a couple, are a few reasons. One, it ultimately keeps less paper. What I'm going to plan on doing this semester personally is using this for almost all of my one-page assignments, things that I do for a lot of completion grades, or I grade them quickly. I'm going to do upload assignment that way. It's already organized for me, and there's less paper, so we're going to add that. And at this point, it's going to bring up some options. And one of the reasons, again, I like this option is we're just going to do things that you guys are familiar with. We'll just call it trial and trial, because you have to have something in those categories. Now, the available from and due date, this is what I want to pay attention to. Let's say, for instance, we want it to be available as soon as we make it, so we'll leave that line alone. But the due date, we'll change that. Let's say I have classes on Wednesday or Tuesday and Friday, so this assignment is going to be due on the 25th. I have class, let's say, and my class starts at 2 o'clock. So I want students to be able to be done with their assignment by 2 o'clock. That's 1,400 hours. And then I'm going to say prevent late assignments. Now this is going to do a couple things. One, it's going to make it so that there won't be any excuses for people saying, oh, I wasn't able to print something or whatever else. And then, believe it or not, it does happen. Some students that don't finish things, they try to put the last touches on their paper during the first 15 minutes of class and then just print it out real fast afterwards. By hitting prevent late submissions, you'll prevent the student from doing that, because it just won't be, they won't be able to upload it unless they get it uploaded by a certain time. And if they don't do it, then they're out of luck and they have to come talk to you as the teacher, and you have to see what you want to do with that. The rest of this should be pretty simple. If you already have a category set up, which I have a couple, just trial categories, then you can assign it a category, and you guys probably know about that, but that'll be in my next video in case you don't. The rest of this stuff should be fine. If people want to, I can do another thing on activity completion, but we'll leave that for right now. I'm going to hit save and return to course. And then at that point, it's going to look the same way that a normal assignment is going to look. So what I'm going to do is a follow-up video for this, as for specifically for students, when they see an online activity, what are they supposed to do and how they're supposed to do that, and specifically how they upload something to an assignment. But real quick before I leave, one other thing I want to do is just show you that there is a nice drag and drop feature on Moodle 2.4. So for instance, if let's say I have an assignment over here, and let's see what we want to use. I'll use CCM Correspondence Course. And I just want that to be a resource. What I'm going to do is just drag it over here. It'll upload it to that, and then suddenly it's a resource. And so that's a much easier way of, and all those can be rearranged and moved around, and however you want them to do that. But that's a much easier way of uploading assignments, and I can just download it, just like I just did there.